Julian Alvarez has just turned one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer into a full-blown Atletico Madrid crisis. Because the Argentine striker has made one thing clear, he wants a transfer. But there is a huge problem. Atletico Madrid do not want to sell him. And despite all the headlines about Barcelona, the reality is even more complicated than the title suggests. Alvarez publicly asked to leave Atletico, but he did not publicly name Barcelona as his destination. His comments about wanting to fulfill my dream immediately intensified speculation that Barca was that dream, especially because Barcelona had already been pursuing him. The story exploded on June 22 during the World Cup. After Argentina's victory over Austria, Alvarez was asked about his future. He admitted that he had already spoken with Atletico and said a transfer was, in his words, the best thing for everyone. Then came the line that changed everything. He said he wanted to fulfill his dream. That was the first time Alvarez had publicly made his desire to leave Atletico so clear. And suddenly, Barcelona became the obvious name surrounding the story. Why? Because Barca had been interested in him for months. But Atletico were never planning to make this easy. Alvarez is under contract until June 2030, with a reported €500 million release clause. Atletico repeatedly insisted that he was not for sale. Then the situation became personal. Atletico CEO Miguel Ángel Gil Marin publicly criticized the situation and said the club would defend its interests. He also accused Barcelona of negotiating with a player who remained under contract and said Atletico would file a complaint with FIFA. And this wasn't just transfer gossip anymore. It had become a dispute between two major Spanish clubs. Barcelona continued to push. Atletico continued to refuse. At one point, Atletico's position became brutally simple. Even huge offers would not change their stance. Gil Marin later said the club would not accept offers of €100 million, €150 million, or even €200 million for Alvarez. Then came another twist. Atletico's complaint over Barcelona's alleged approach to Alvarez became a formal issue, with reports that Barcelona received the complaint through FIFA and Spanish football authorities. Importantly, a complaint or investigation does not mean Barcelona has been found guilty of wrongdoing. That remains a matter for the relevant authorities. So what does Alvarez actually want? The confirmed answer is that he wants to leave Atletico. The Barcelona part is strongly reported, and multiple outlets have described Barca as his preferred destination. But there is no verified public statement from Alvarez saying, "I demand Barcelona." That distinction matters. However, Atletico's response has been unmistakable. On August 8, Diego Simeone said the club's decision was clear: Alvarez would not be sold. Simeone also stressed that Atletico were happy to have him and wanted to help him continue improving. And then Alvarez returned to Atletico training. The situation could have exploded. Instead, on August 12, reports said Alvarez met Simeone and returned to group training normally. Simeone reportedly sees him as a central part of Atletico's 2026-27 project. That is where this saga currently stands. Alvarez wants a transfer. Barcelona wants Alvarez. Atletico wants Alvarez to stay. And the club has shown no sign of changing its position. So is a Barcelona move still possible? Technically, yes, but right now, nothing confirms that Alvarez is going to Barcelona. In fact, the strongest confirmed message from Atletico is the opposite. This is no longer simply a transfer battle. It is a test of whether a superstar can force his way out of a club that has absolutely no intention of selling him. And that makes the next few weeks fascinating. Will Atletico eventually negotiate? Will Barcelona make another move? Or will Alvarez stay in Madrid and try to rebuild his relationship with the club? One thing is certain: this story is far from finished. What do you think? Should Atletico respect Alvarez's desire to leave, or should the club keep its star striker at all costs? Drop your opinion in the comments, and subscribe for more football transfer stories and controversies. 8.